Hey everyone, Zach here. Excited to spend some time with you guys here today. Today we're going to be talking about network marketing versus real estate. And I know that this might be exciting for some of you. This is very exciting for me and want to spend some time with you guys here today. We're going to try to make this fairly short but also informative enough for you to make some decisions if you need to. So first and foremost, if you don't know where this whole thing came from, this came from me going through just life for multiple years, not knowing exactly which way I should put my efforts. I was trying to make passive income, I was trying to make residual income, and I wasn't sure, should I place this effort in network marketing? Should I place this effort in real estate? Should I place it in the stock market? Should I be investing? All these things, okay? So I'm going to skip a lot of the intro knowledge or intro stuff and refer you back to a different video called Network Marketing versus the Stock Market for some of that intro where this all came from, so we can keep this kind of short or shorter. The thing I will bring up right now, though, is the passive income thing here versus real estate and what that means. First and foremost, I totally believe in real estate. In fact, as we speak right now, we are currently working with a coach who makes 100% of his income, as far as I know, 100% of his income from his investments in real estate because we want to go more into that field. So I completely believe in real estate. I believe in real estate investing. We 100% know it's part of our game plan for wealth. So I'm not putting this down in any way. What we are going to be talking about is network marketing versus that, and we're going to be talking about it from a term of speed. If I'm trying to make a certain amount of passive income in a certain period of time, what's going to be better, network marketing or real estate? I will tell you right up front that from a speed perspective, it seems that for, I don't know if I want to say most people, but I do kind of want to say most people. For most people, making a certain amount of money in network marketing, passive income-wise, or residual or ongoing income-wise, would be faster than making the equivalent portion in real estate. I will say that from an asset perspective, real estate seems probably like the better move. I mean, it's an actual asset, it's a physical thing out there. While you have an asset technically in network marketing with the team and relationships and things like that, you can't really sell that asset. It will appreciate over time with duplication and things of that nature. But from an actual asset perspective that is tangible, it's sellable, it appreciates, real estate takes a win there. As far as speed goes, though, network marketing, I believe, takes a win. We're going to talk about actual numbers here in a moment. And the numbers that I'm using as far as how do you judge the winner is 50 grand a year. Now, we use that in the stock market analogy. We're going to use it here as well. The reason for 50,000 is because most people could live on 50 grand a year by themselves. Okay, now obviously for some, depending on where your lifestyle is at, it's going to be extremely hard, I know that, to live on $50,000 a year. For some, it's like, oh my gosh, I wish I made 50 grand a year. But most people could probably do it if push came to shove. You could sell some things, you could get rid of some debt, when I say get rid of some debt, you could probably get rid of some cars. Most people could probably do it if they really, really had to. If you can't live on 50 grand a year, I completely understand why not. It's hard, okay? I completely understand that. But here's what I do know. If you can't live on $50,000 a year, it would probably change your life in a big way. For instance, if you made hundreds of thousands of dollars per year between you and maybe a spouse, my guess is 50 grand could probably bring one of you home. I mean, crunch the real math. If you have a kid and you're sending the kid off to daycare, how much would you save if, one of you came home and spent your day with your kid rather than at daycare? And number two, after taxes and insurance and all these things are pulled out, how much do you really make from your job? My guess is $50,000. When you take in all the considerations of the liabilities of life, it might actually be a pretty clean move. If that can't happen, $50,000 extra a year can make a really, really nice addition to your savings. In fact, if you save $50,000 a year for 40 years in just a very, very, very low cost, low yield index fund, you probably would make $50,000 to $60,000 a year in passive income from that in 40 to 50 years. So it's a big thing. So let's talk about hitting that number, $50,000 a year. In network marketing, you kind of already know what that looks like. We talked about that in the stock market video. It looks like building a team anywhere between 50 people and 500 people, depending on your company, how it works, and depending on the volume in the structure, right? So we took kind of the middle of the road. Like if you had to build a team of 300 people doing volume, 350 people doing volume, right? And they're doing the volume that is specified by, your company's comp plan through sales or through personal use or whatever, however it works for you. You have 300, 350 people doing volume. I would be very hard pressed to find most companies that wouldn't pay you $50,000 a year roughly when it's all said and done. To put that many people on your team, if you're building it really, really old school, it also depends on a lot of different factors, but if you're building it old school, can we agree that between 5 and 10 years you could probably do that? I think so. If you're building it like with actually new ways, like using the internet, using leverage, using a lot of the stuff that we talk about, you could do that in a fraction of the time. 1-2 years. So we're using that number, like 1 or 2 years. I'm going to read from the report called Network Marketing versus Everything. I wrote this a few years ago. Some of the language is embarrassing, but the essence is overall good. We're going to kind of skip over some of the why real estate is one of my favorite topics because I love it, blah, blah, blah. So here, I have a very good friend here in Chicago who invests in real estate. During the day, I'm not going to give his background away, but he makes a 6-figure salary. John decided he liked the lifestyle we described above and started to pursue his real estate investment career. He did his due diligence and purchased a single-family home in a prime location near places of work. He mortgaged the home with 10% down and put it up for rent. The idea that the renter's monthly pay would cover the mortgage and leave John money left over, thus passive income. It also came with the added bonus that someone else would be paying off his property and he would own it outright in 30 years. Property value is $300,000. Down payment was $10,000. That's small, of course, but $10,000. Does that work? No, whatever. $10,000. That's what he said. Finance $290,000. Interest rate of 4%. Total interest paid was $196,000. Total tax paid was $112. Total amount paid was $610,921. Monthly payment of $1,697 or $1,700. Rent paid by the tenant is $2,000. His monthly profit is $303, and his years to pay off is 30 years. So as you can see, just like the stock market and good jobs with investments, it does work. However, that's $300,000 of liability for $300,000 a month. If the tenant moves out, that means that John has to pay the mortgage. It's a big liability. This is big risk for someone that's not already wealthy. After talking with John, he has only had a couple months where he didn't have to pay didn't have a tenant, but those couple months cost him $1,700 a pop. He found that he was taking nearly all of the $300 in profit and just saving it in case of appliance failures or any issues with the house or vacancy. He doesn't feel liberty to use the money because it's needed to cover lost rent, home issues, etc. Now I started thinking, someone else is paying off the mortgage and in 30 years be worth $600,000 to $700,000. I could sell it and pocket that full amount, but what I've done is create a small nest egg of one-time cash, i.e. capital gain. What would I do with the $700,000? I could put it into a safe investment as described above, the stock market stuff, which as we know takes $1.25 million to make $50,000 a year on a 4% return. So that one home would take me 30 years to get to half of my goal of $50,000 a year. If you held on to it for 30 years and continued to rent it after it was paid off, you could pocket all the rent, which at that point in time could be much more if adjusted for inflation. However, everything else will have adjusted for inflation as well, so it'll all balance out. Let's just keep the numbers in today's rate for ease. John would make $1,700 a month at that point. 30 years he gets to $20,400 per year in today's money. The only way out of this is to invest in more homes or apartment buildings, also called scale, in which case your liability is continually climbing up and up as well. Owning massive apartment complexes is in my future, but having millions and millions of liability while my net worth is what it is today is just not smart. Again, not a bad thing and better than nothing, but I want to have a lifestyle sooner rather than later, not in 30 years. So it's not a bad thing whatsoever. And if you have scale, meaning if you have lots of homes, like I have another friend that he makes, $5,000 or $6,000 a month in passive income and it's all through single family homes, I believe, and he's just got a lot of them. So if one vacancy goes, like these other ones can cover the vacancy. So that's a good thing. But you have to have a lot of these. So can you do it? Absolutely. Am I knocking it in any way? No way. Like I'm telling you right now, we are in, our main goal this year, outside of making progress in our business, our main goal, one of our primary goals, is to either own or put an offer down on an apartment complex. That's one of our main goals this year. So I'm not knocking this in any way. But if we're talking about starting from zero, if you have a job right now, maybe you don't have any other business experience or any other assets, and you're trying to go from zero to $50,000 in recurring income or ongoing income, the fastest way to get there, from where I'm at right now with the least amount of liability, seems to be network marketing. Now, are we all knowing? Absolutely not. I've told you this before. Are we all knowing? No. You have to make a decision that's right for you. You have to do your own due diligence and your own research. I think it's a really, really good way to do things. A friend of the first friend I told you about that makes his full-time income off of his investments. That's the way he started off. He started his business career in real estate investing. Now, he spent multiple years saving up to get the initial pile of money that he needed to make some down payments and to basically attract other investors, things of that nature. But that's where he started, and it worked out good for him. But he's also been working at it diligently for 10 years. I've got another personal friend of mine. He makes $40,000 a month in network marketing, and he built that from scratch in 4 years. It's a connection of a connection, who she makes $400,000 a month in network marketing. She built it, I think, and I'd have to actually verify, but I think it was like 6 years. So clearly, it can be done very, very quickly. I think this is a good time to bring up the fact that, like any industry, no matter what, network marketing, real estate, whatever, like every industry is going to have its challenges. It's going to be difficult, and you're going to have to have a very specific skill set in order to win. Just because people can do it, like if you put a highly skilled network marketer next to a highly skilled investor and they both started from zero, I would argue that the highly skilled network marketer would make big money faster. I didn't say big money longer forever. I just meant faster. Now, I think over the long term, I'd put my money on the real estate investor guy, because after he acquires some big deals, he starts getting some massive complexes and starts to flip a few of those, and you can get some huge money there. So combining the two, I think, is really, really smart, which is what we're doing. Super smart, right? But anyway, hopefully this gives you some more knowledge and some ideas of which you can run with, and hopefully this helps clear up a few little doubts that you might have. So if you found value in this video, do me a favor, smash the like button and leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought. Let me know what you agree with or didn't disagree or did not agree with. We're totally open with that as well. And I'm also here to learn for sure. I want to give you guys a couple things before you leave. The first thing I want to give you is free access to our public Facebook group, where we give strategies on how to build a network marketing company without ever bothering your friends or family, without ever poaching your yearbook, without ever cold contacting people, and doing it all online from your home for real, and not doing any of that random stupid crap like posting and prying all over Facebook. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you go to MLMsalesfunnels.com, it's MLMsalesfunnels.com, and you can join that group for free. You just have to fill out a couple questions and you're good to go. You can get right in and see how people, like right now, are building the business in a highly leverageable way that is being treated like a real business and not like some party in the home type deal, right? So number two I want to give you is a 41-page document that tells you exactly how we built an automated recruiting system for ourselves. So to give you a brief little synopsis is, I spent a long time in traditional network marketing where I was cold contacting people, hitting up all my friends from everywhere, right, trying to get them into the business. And I put together, I'll save you the story, but I put together some systems that would bring people to me rather than me going to them. And to give you one quick example, it used to take me about 6 months to acquire 400 people interested in my business. And that was me driving around to gas stations and Targets and Walmarts and cold contacting people, reaching out my hand, shaking their hand, and seeing if they want to learn about my business. About 6 months to get 400 yeses. People that said, yes, I want to learn, gave me their number, and I called them. It took me about $10 a day to do that in gas money. That's about $4,000 total. I'm estimating a little bit, but it's roughly that much. So 6 months, $4,000, and I got about 400 yeses. With the things in this blueprint I'm going to talk to you about, or I'm going to reveal to you, is I show you how I generate between 300 and 900 phone numbers interested in the business, all online from my phone, literally from my phone, putting a campaign together and putting it out there. Less than $200 spent, and anywhere between 300 and 900 phone numbers saying, yes, I want to talk to you about your business, please call me. That's one thing that we put in the blueprint. It's 41 pages. Tells you exactly how to go from there, or from where you're at to there, to an completely automated recruiting system that is 100% rejection proof, and then how to automate a lot of your downline training. Does that sound pretty good? I'm going to give that to you completely for free. MLMRebelsBlueprint.com is where you can get it. MLMRebelsBlueprint.com. You go ahead and go to that link. It's right down below. Click the link. All you have to do is enter your email, and you can literally be reading it in 2 minutes from now, and hopefully that helps you in your journey as well. Sound good? All right, guys. The time here today. You'll see you all very soon.